Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. Today we are going to look at the Foting Power Washer. This power washer is a 4300 psi 2.8 gallon per minute all electric power washer, and there's a few things on this that I really like that make it stand out. For one, it has 5 spray modes. They're going to give you 4 quick connects, and you have a foam cannon, which I have it right here, that you're able to actually use. With the actual connects, you're going to have a red, yellow, green, and you're going to have a white. The red is a 0 degree, which is going to be great for pinpointing. You're going to have yellow at 15, which is great for preparing surfaces for like painting and like cleaning boats, things like that. You're going to have a green, which I consider the all-around tip. I use that on multiple things, and it is going to be great for driveways, siding, patio furniture, just pretty much everything. That's my go-to tip generally outside of a turbo, and I'll talk about a turbo in a second. And the last tip that they give you on here is going to be white. And white is going to be just a very gentle, wide spray. So if you're worried about, taking surfaces off and things, you can use that white. And they are going to be stored on the back right here. Now, I mentioned a turbo tip. A turbo tip is something you can buy outside of the unit. I use a turbo tip a lot on all of my power washers, including my big DeWalt gas powered power washer. So I use it on all of them, and it uses a pulsating motion, which is going to make the power washer much stronger. Now, as far as putting this thing together, you're going to pull it out of this box. You have the handle, you have this little piece here that holds on, and you have the little fall over piece. This one just slides in and clips. Each one of these are simply going to have some little screws. You're going to get a bag of the screws, and if you're not getting the one with the roll wheel in the center, you're going to end up with extra screws, so don't panic there. But it's super simple. I mean, you can just look at the picture and figure out exactly how it goes together. So I didn't want to waste time doing that in here. I wanted to show you how the unit actually works and go over the specifics. So the other thing I like is the TSS system, which is going to be the total stop system. That is where if you take your handgun, you're holding it, and you have it engaged, the second you let off, it stops the pump. That does a lot of things. That is going to help preserve your pump, because it makes sure you've always got water and everything in it, shuts off, does not run unnecessarily. And to me, that's also a safety feature, because I want to be able to shut that water off immediately. If it's aimed towards somebody by accident, whatever, I want it to stop immediately. So that is a great little system. Now, this gun also has something else. It has an on and off button at the bottom. And the on and off button is a great child protection deal. So the kid doesn't pick this up and start trying to pull the trigger and accidentally hurt himself or someone else. He has to know to turn the buttons at the bottom and then be able to pull the trigger. So another great feature. Now, you are going to get your regular hose right here, which is going to just slide in the very front, and it just turns in. And this is going to be a quick connect, and it's an unusual one for a lot of the power washers I see. You're going to pull that little lever and you can quick connect. I thought that was pretty cool, because I don't see that real often. So your spray hose is on the front. The very back here is where you are going to put your inlet water hose, like this. Now, you can hook this up, or you can actually use the little hose kit that they have, which also screws into the same spot, and it has a little filter. Now, where that comes in handy, you can use it with a bucket of soap. So you can actually you can have that bucket of water warmed up, so you can put warm water on, say, your vehicle or your house. And you can use this to put it, say, down in a pool. So if you're cleaning a pool area and you've got a lot of standing water already in there, set this down in it. You can use the pool water with the chlorine to go ahead and clean all the surfaces as well. And by the way, don't tune away. We are going to foam cannon this here, because you get a foam cannon as well. And we're going to see how well that puts the foam on the car and how well this will spray and take everything off. Now the unit actually can come in 3 different colors, so you can pick the color you like, but there's a few other outstanding things about this unit that I like. One of them, I mentioned that this piece, the stabilization bar, and you just push it in, you're going to hear it click. I like that because a lot of these units I see do not have that, and they're always tipping over. So I do like that an awful lot. The other is the hose that you get right here. This is actually 23 feet long. So it allows you to plug in and not have to keep moving this unit around a lot. You can get all the way around a car in most cases without having to keep moving the unit. On top of that, it has a 35-foot long cord. It's a super long cord. So that is a really cool thing. Now, by the way, if you've never used a power washer, make sure you do not turn the unit on until you have hooked it to water and applied water pressure. That keeps the pump from actually burning up. It needs to have that water pressure. Keep that in mind. Now, I like the fact that you store these tips back here, but I love this for storing things like your line. You can store this back there. It has one on the side as well, so I can store here, and I have one in the front. Now the last thing that I'm going to point out is that is really cool is I get an awful lot of power washers, and these are going to be built all in one piece. I like the fact I can take this apart and put it together on here so this doesn't drag the ground, and it simply slides in just like that and turns, and now it's ready to rock and roll. All I've got to do is pick the tip that I want. Say we're going to do a green. It's a quick connect. You pull down, put it in, and I can apply my water, apply my power, and I'm ready to go. And by the way, the power on this is simply going to be a 110, and this unit will work easily off a 15 amp breaker without any problem. So you can use the smaller orange cords if you need to if this doesn't reach directly to your plug. What we're going to do now is I am going to wet the car down, show you how that works. We are going to go ahead and take the foam can and put a little soap and water in it, and we're going to test it on the car behind me. So let's do that. All right, so that is going to be wetting it down with the green. If you want to get a little bit more, strength, you can go to like a yellow tip or something, work on the inside, or you can use your red tip if you need to pinpoint. We're going to go ahead and try the soap cannon and see how that works. I would always put my tips back in so you don't lose them. So it works better to put the foam tip in here if you let pressure off first. So you have to turn the water off for a second. Put this on and it should turn into place. There it is. Takes a little bit of a push. Now we'll turn our water pressure back on and let's give it a try. So after I get it foamed, I let it set for a good 5 minutes or so it starts actually breaking down the grime. And then I go over it and just kind of clean, like so. Put this one back on, turn, get out our tip again. We'll go ahead and go back with the green. So what we're going to do now is we are going to clean the concrete a little, and I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and try it with the green. We'll try a couple tips and see how well it cleans off the old concrete. Okay, so we're going to try the all around first, and it cuts through there really good. And let's try red. We're gonna go right over here. Now this one, you can almost write a name. This is going to be for doing that detail work. Now yellow, remember, is more for paint. You can see it's not near as wide, but look at the job it does. Great tip. Now we're going to do the white, which actually gives us the widest path, but the gentlest path. And you can see it cleans, but it's not near as bright as that one. So there you go, guys. You see how it actually cleans. It looks really great. Cleans and washes well. Cuts through grime well. This would be good for fences. This is going to be good for siding. It's good for cars. It's good for just about anything that you need to clean. Even patio furniture. Keep that in mind. If I was going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it 5 stars. I love the compact part of it. I love the fact they've thought about the tipping, which I always have a problem with these. I love the fact I can separate this. And the little foam cannon, by the way, did really well, even without having any kind of adjustment. So I did like that quite a bit. So if you're looking for a really good little power washer, I don't think you're going to go wrong with this one. So do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today, and we'll see you guys on the next one.